Hi, welcome to this tutorial, and here I will discuss about the arrays and we'll see how to create and use the arrays. So by definition, an array is a container object that holds a fixed number of values of a single type. The length of an array is established when the array is created. After creation, its length is fixed. Okay, so we'll see how exactly we can create the array, and this is the definition. We'll keep this in mind. Okay, so in this line already I have written a small function program just to save some time here. So you can see that here I have created a numbers one array of integer type, and I have mentioned the size of this array will be of 5. So both the things is satisfied here. An array of a single type, that is integer type, and the size will be fixed size. So size will be 5 of this array. Okay, and this function will print the value of this array simply. I have used the lambda expression here to print. You can use even for loop to print. So let's see what happens just after creation the array. So once we have created this array, by default at all the indexes we have mentioned the size as 5. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 entries inside this array, and all have the value as 0 by default. So now how to add the values to this array? So we have to mention a name of the array and then at which index. So we can say, okay, at 0 index. We have to keep in mind that in array index starts from 0. So we can say at 0, suppose insert 0, okay, like this. So this is a kind of we can this is how we can assign the value to array. I'm not going to write this 5 times. In place of that, what I will do here is I will use a for loop. Okay, so I am using a for loop. I am on this side, this for loop I will write as numbers 1 of I, and the value I can make it as I, maybe I into 2, like this. So like this I'm saying print, meaning not print here, print already done here, we saw that, and after that I am assigning the values to all the indexes of this arrow. So array, so starting from I is equal to 0 to I is less than numbers 1 dot length. This will give the size of this arrow, which is 5. So it will go from 0 to 4 here. Okay, after that let's print the value and see what happens. So that's it. Let's run this program. So you can see here, so just after creation all the value inside this array was 0 0 0, and after that we have assigned the value inside this array, so it is 0 2 4 6 and 8, like this. So this is how we can create an array, and we can assign the value to array, and we can here we saw that how we can print those values. So we can get this value and print this value from this array. Okay, so that's it. Now we will see some different use cases here. So this is the one way of creating an array. We can also use like this. I can say int array of numbers 2. I'm creating a different array of integer type, and here I will say directly. So if you know the entries or the values of your array, then you can go with this way and say like, okay, 0 2 4 6 8. So here also I have created an array of size 5, and all are of integer type, and then I have assigned directly to this. This will give exactly the same output what we got earlier. So if you know the entries of your arrays at the time of creation, you can go with this way. So let's see what happens here. So you saw that we have created a second array numbers 2, and all the entries are assigned to this array now. Okay, so this is how we have uh, created the array in two different ways. Now Next thing I want to show you is let me create another array, int array numbers 3 equal to int new end of 4. So this time I have created a array numbers 3 of integer type of size 4. Okay. After that, what I will do, if I will print this array, definitely we know that just we have created and not assigned any values. So inside this array also we'll get all the entries as 0, 0, 0, 4 times because the size is 4. But what will happen if I try to access an element which is outside this size limit? So I will get an exception. That's why I'm using a try catch block here to print this. So I'm trying to get an numbers 3 of 4. So I said earlier that that index always start from 0, and I am saying here numbers 3 will have size 4. So if index start from 0, so the index will go till 3, but numbers 3 of 4 will not be exist there. So this will give an exception. Let's print the exception and see what it says. I'm going to run this program. So here you can see that. So we have created an array numbers 3 of size 4, and then we are trying to a kind of retrieving the 5th element from this array, and then system says like array index out of bounds exception. So we saw all these key points like array will be of a single type, fixed value inside the array, and once the size has created, once the array is created, its size cannot be changed. But I am going to show you few more use cases, and sometimes we do such mistakes, and it's good to have like clear understanding of few more concepts when we have to use the array. So what I will do here, just now we saw that we are trying to access 5th element of this array, and we got this exception. Now what I will do, I will try to assign numbers 3 equal to numbers 2. So sometimes in the beginning we may do this kind of things, like I have created array numbers 3 and then assigning numbers 2 to numbers 3. But one thing is strange here, numbers 3 array has a size limit of 4, and number 2 array was created with the size of 5. We saw that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when we are assigning, we are not getting any error, right? So let's see what we are getting when we are printing numbers 3 now. Okay, so let me print this. I'm passing this array and just changing the name for better readability. Let's run this program. So after running, we saw that numbers 3 array values are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Exactly, number 3 is same as number 2. And even the size has increased. So how it happened? When we say that like once array has been created, its size will not be changed. Then also we created an array of size 4, but we are able to see there are 5 elements inside this. Okay, so this will be clear in some time. Let me show you something different which will make it clear to understand. Okay, so when we assign number 2 to number 3, we saw that now number 3 has 5 elements. Okay, after that what I will do, numbers 3 of, since now it has 5 element, what I am doing, I am trying to update a value of number 3. So what I will do, I will try to put it like 3. Okay, So what here I have done, like I'm assigning a new value at index 0 of numbers 3 array. And after that, let me print this array. So let's run this program. So now you can see that array has the updated value, but I will show you something more strange here. Print array numbers 2 and pass it as numbers 2. So let's see what happens to numbers 2 now. So now you can see that numbers 2 also have the first element, meaning the index at index 0 we have 3. How it happened? So we have observed two different things here, that when we have assigned number 2 to number 3, numbers 3 size has been increased. Also we have observed that when we have updated a value to number 3 array, this has impacted number 2 as well. So we can, it's a bit confusing if we don't know the exact thing what happened here exactly. So we saw that it is a like single type of array and fixed number of value, but the value has increased here, and when we updated in number 3 it hasn't. So what exactly happened here, when we assign this value, meaning when we assign one array to other array, so it doesn't copy all the elements of one array to the other array. So you can see here when we say numbers 2, we are assigning numbers 2 to number 3. So it's not going to like copy all the element one by one. So when we are creating an array, we are getting a reference in a system memory which have a fixed length of or a size which will keep our array data. So when we created numbers 3 array for the first time, we got one reference for number 3, which reference was pointing to a location where we can keep 4 integer type value. But at this line, when we assign number 2, so a number 2 array to number 3, what happens? The reference which was stored here, that got updated with the reference value of number 2. So simply the reference, earlier reference was discarded here and a new reference has been assigned to number 3 array. So that's the reason now we are getting the same array. So it's not like we have created a new array here. We are referring to a different array. So nothing happened to this location or this value which was created in the system. After this line, we started, meaning number 3 and number 2 both are pointing to the same reference in the system memory. That's the reason when we are updating a value at the index 0, even by referring number 3 or number 2, both the arrays are getting impacted. So that's the reason. That is what exactly happens. So if you encounter with a situation where you exactly have to copy those values, not assigning all the value, meaning all the array entirely to a different array, in this situation you should use a different method. I will show you how to use that. So I'm creating a new array here, numbers 4 of integer type. I am saying int, again similar to the previous example, and again I'm saying like new int of 4, and then see what happens. So here I have created a new array number 4 of integer type of size 4, and when we say that we want to copy, so how to do that? So you can use a system dot copy array copy, system dot array copy. This method will help us to copy value from one array to other. So it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 argument, where we have to say source, starting position, destination, starting position, and then the length, meaning how many element we want to copy. So I will say I want to copy numbers 2 array from index 0 in the numbers 4 array, starting from the index 0, and how many elements we want to copy? Exactly whatever the size of our new array. So that is numbers 4 dot length will give the size of this length. And let's print the value of this after this line. So this is array number 4, pass array 4 as the argument and print this. So now you can see that array 4 has exactly 4 elements, and they are 3 same as number 2 array, 2 same as number 2, 4, 6, and this doesn't copy number 8. So this is how we can copy the value from one array to other array, and we should avoid directly assignment of this array if we do not exactly want to do this. So that's all about array in this tutorial. Thanks for watching this video. Hope this was helpful for you. If you find it useful, please like this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thanks a lot.